I just love that music right when we start. Happy Friday, you
Trying to figure out which way to
degenerates.
go. Like Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah,
Now I don't know which way. That's going to be bad.
yeah.
That's a meme waiting to happen.
Yep. Happy Friday, you degenerates. Welcome back to another episode of Betting Outside the Box. I am the host with the most. Hopefully, has winners this weekend, Raphael Esparza, and my tag team partner going for the belts in SummerSlam, Detroit Lenny. What's going on, Lenny?
Not much. I'm glad baseball's back on one hand, but it's the dog days of summer still. Trade deadline, all that good stuff. We're going to talk a lot about baseball coming up here, but I'm glad it's back. Let's get it moving. This is the good time of the year. I like second half of the year. It means football's around the corner, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it should be interesting, and I want to thank all the viewers right now. And I also want to thank Red Dog, who's also a new member that signed up today, and Jason Goodrich. Thank you for signing up, and thank you for watching DocSports YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the DocSports YouTube channel. Don't forget to like all the videos, and if you have a comment or anything in any of the videos, please put a comment on there. I try to answer them ASAP. Sometimes I'm a little lazy on it, but I do try to answer ASAP. So don't forget to put a comment on all those videos over on DocSports YouTube channel. Should be very, very interesting this weekend going on this one. So we have baseball going in. We have a huge UFC event this weekend as well. Yes. It's funny how it's the dog days of summer. We're going to have a little football talk in about 20 minutes coming into one of our sections. But it's funny how we're in baseball all-star break and every show is already pumping up football. They thought baseball ended already. They're like, oh, it's football time already. So we're going to start plugging in some of our football stuff after starting on Monday show and stuff like that. So it should be very interesting to see with college football and the NFL pretty much Hall of Fame game a couple days or a couple weeks away. So that's going to be very interesting to see on that one. But you know what, Lenny? Let's get going. Let's just start talking about our topics. Our first topic we're going to do is, I'm sure everyone saw what happened in the Major League Baseball All-Star game. It was, I didn't even know there was a thing called the swing off. I thought it was something dirty in Las Vegas at a strip club in the middle of the night. But there was a swing off which was from 2022. I think that was probably that rule was involved. But I know a lot of people who bet the game and stuff like that have questions on the game. So I'm gonna first hand it off to you. What did you think about the final of the All-Star game?
I mean, first of all, the home run derby was I was weirded by the stat cast thing. I liked it. I was that guy. I don't know why it got so much hate online. But the All-Star game itself, I was like you, swing off. I had to ask Google if that was an actual thing. I had to look that up and see if Twitter was playing games on me, some kind of weird thing in Vegas kind of situation on a Tuesday. I thought it was awkward. I didn't like it. I don't think nobody knew what was going on. I just don't. I remember when the All-Star game meant something, and I liked it back then when that's how you got home field advantage in the World Series. I mean, now, what is this? I still don't know what the hell happened. I still don't understand what the hell happened.
Well, I'll tell you, the National League blew a 6-0 lead. First of all, let's blame the National League.
I had the under. I know I had that. Let's put it that way.
They blew a 6-0 lead, and then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it's 6-6. It's the final going at the 9 innings. It's 6-6. So Major League Baseball on their website and ESPN and most apps posted final game 6-6. In the sportsbook rules, it's 6-6. Whatever, that's the final. So the game is refunded. Run line, if you have the +1.5, you got cash. If you had the over, you cashed, and everything else was cash on your props and stuff like that. Then they announced the swing off, and still Major League Baseball on all their sites still had final 6-6. ESPN still has the final 6-6. And then after the swing off, and after they're giving Kyle Schwarber the MVP for what, just hitting home runs, really, you got to give him the MVP? About maybe a half hour after the game and the swing off's over, Major League Baseball on their website posted 7-6. So now everyone in the world in sports gambling already posted 6-6. So now Gambling X or Sports Gambling X or whatever people hashtag it when it's stuff like that.
Right.
Where's my refund? Where's my winner that I had a National League and stuff like that? Major League Baseball. This is breaking news right here. I wasn't supposed to say anything now, but it's almost a week. BetMGM, Caesars Palace, and DraftKings all got emails from Major League Baseball saying, "Hey, we posted 7-6." Blah, 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 blah. So some books actually either refund your bet or paid it off. I don't know what most books did. I know a lot of them just say, hey, you know what? That's our house rules. There's no swing off in our house rules. There is going to be next year's baseball probably have a swing off in house rules. So it was very interesting seeing. That's why our next topic we're going to talk about is knowing what the rules that sports books have, not just in baseball in general, but in just everything you bet on in a sports book. I mean, how do you not know the rules? I mean, I'm sure you know the rules when you're placing your bets.
Yeah, because there's some different rules for I like a no bet ninth inning. Some books offer that. Some, different nerfies. It's the importance of having multiple books. I talk about that a lot. The reason you have multiple books is not just to shop your lines. Some books have different rules than other books on pushes. First five, I bet a lot of hockey. We'll talk about when hockey season down the road, the 60-minute lines, three-way lines, stuff like that. You got to check book to book, not just lines, rules. Some you push, some is considered a win, some is not. You got to really read I hate to say it, you got to read the fine print, though, because they're not all the same.
Yeah, I agree, and you nailed it. Shop your lines. Make sure you have multiple books. And this is one thing I always tell people. If you're a future guy, you should have a separate book for futures. Because why would you – okay, if you're betting NFL right now and you have, let's say, to win a Super Bowl or at total season wins, it's July 18th. Every time you log in, you're going to see that future bet. Maybe you have a bad week and you wish you had an extra – $100 in your account, but you see you can't void that ticket for the Super Bowl or total season wins or anything you want to do. So I always tell people, make sure you have a separate book just for futures only, because then you don't have to worry about, okay, I wish I had an extra 100. But always read the house rules, because sometimes college baseball rules are different than Major League Baseball rules. CFL rules and betting wise is different than NFL and college football rules. So always make sure that you check the rules and all that. What's Stop Geo saying? Says the bullshit on the side of the bet is looking foolish. Asking for refunds is a bad or worse. You know what? I'll answer you that question. It's horrible when FanDuel, DraftKings started.
Parlays. That's a whole new term. That's awesome.
Refund. I blame it for the way the bettors are now. Everyone has participation trophies. No one knows how to lose anymore. These new young bettors, they don't know how to lose anymore. If they think something happened, they want a refund because they got participation trophies their whole life. So I think that has a lot to do with the bets. That's pretty funny.
My grandmother used to say that it's great to wish for a second chance, but you don't always get a second chance.
That's perfect.
And that's, you know what I mean? You can want a second chance, hope for a second chance, but you don't deserve a second chance just because you want a second chance. It's just too many, I mean, and that's how betting is. That's how sports handicapping is. Once you make your bet, it's final. I mean, a push in my book is a win because I didn't lose money. I mean, it's blackjack. I'll take a push. I get to keep my money and decide on the next hand.
Yeah, I mean, but I'll go back to having multiple books. The reason why I have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully the wife's not listening, 5, 6, 7. If you're betting baseball, and I'll use the Seattle Mariners game or the Cub game this morning. The Cub total 8.5. Got bet down to 8. Got bet down to 7.5. But that 7.5 didn't actually move to like maybe half hour of the game. So what if your book only still had 8 and now everyone else has 7.5 and you like the over? Or your book still had 8.5 and it's now 7.5 in some books. Would you really want to bet the 8.5 when you can get 7.5 somewhere else? It's just like if you see a baseball line that's minus 125, but all the other books have either minus 127, minus 130. 3 cents when it comes to baseball is really, really big. So you always need to have that multiple book for the best number, because I'll take a push any day of the week when it comes to football, because that evil half a hook that can get you. And I'm not the biggest fan that buys half points because I just don't want to give the book more juice. I'm not the biggest person. Oh, I'm going to buy a half a point and buy it down to 3. Well, no, because what if I lose? Now I'm paying 30 cents or whatever I'm doing when I could have just not do it. So I'm not the biggest buy half a point. Are you?
No, I approach that a little differently. We'll get probably more in depth to come closer to football season, but I'm a teaser guy. If my wife's listening, she can attest to this. I should say I'm a tease. But I like to. I'm a tease in football. If we're at that 4 or somewhere like that, I will tease through 0. I know people will tell you not to, and I'm telling you right now. I know he will tell you not to. He will give you multiple smart reasons why not to, and I will still do it. And I'm just being honest with you guys, and we'll definitely get it more into that. I mean, some people's head are exploding right now when I say that. Just that
D on his hat doesn't stand for Detroit. It stands for
not
Detroit.
All the time. Yeah, it is Captain Degenerate, people's degenerate. I need a cape. But yeah, I approach it a little differently. Why if it's 3.5, why buy the hook down to 3 for the push? Why not just take 2.5 plus? And if they win, then you're good. I mean, my money spends the same. A win spends the same as a win. Your win spends the same as my win.
Let's get to a question. Jim had a question a while ago that we missed. Where does the original lines on sports games get started? Is it a sports book in Vegas that originated? Some people want to say it does. Some people want to say Circa puts out early lines. Some people want to say Westgate puts out summer lines. Some people say Pinnacle, Offshore, Bet Online. It all depends who does it. I mean, I would say probably there's 5 books that I would say will put up lines first. I mean, sometimes Circa might
set the standard.
Sometimes Circa may be 5 minutes ahead of Westgate, or sometimes Bet. I mean, I would say there's probably 5 books that I would definitely say, okay, they're opening line books. They put their own numbers out, stuff like that. So I would say 5 of them. Usually Pinnacle, Offshore normally does. I would say probably more consistent. I would say during football season, I think Circa likes to hurry up and try to do them. I said they would be a good one. But I would say still Pinnacle and Bet Online. Bet Online does a lot of like boxing opening numbers, MMA opening numbers, a lot of stuff like that. But football and all that, I would say probably Circa and Pinnacle, and then maybe Bet Online is those 3. But before it was always all Vegas, but now it's now the global books have been established probably since the early 90s and stuff like that. They're usually the first ones. But U.S., I would say Circa and Westgate for U.S. ones. So thanks for the question, Jim, and thanks for watching, Jim. Watching us, Jim. Don't forget Monday show. Monday show should be very, very interesting because we're going to start talking some football, college, and NFL. We're not going to forget about Major League Baseball. We're still going to put some football and baseball stuff in there, but we'll start prepping up for some football, especially college football that starts soon. I'm not the biggest preseason person, so you won't be hearing me talk about a lot of preseason bets and stuff like that just because I don't want to give my money away for a 4th-string quarterback that's trying to make this practice squad in the 4th quarter and then lose. So I'm not the biggest preseason better, but that's a Monday show. We should have a fantastic Monday show, so don't forget to check back over on Doc's YouTube channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's get to topic 1. No, topic 2. Let's get to topic 2.
Topic 2: buy or sell.
We are here in the second half of Major League schedule. And boy, that voice sounded familiar. But we're doing a buy and sell.
Guy's got a voice for radio, that's for sure.
We're going into the buy and sell because we have the trade deadline approaching. We got teams that either want to improve to try to make the playoffs, teams that want to start selling to get rid of their stuff and maybe think about rebuilding or getting younger. So we're going to go into buy and sell, and I'll start it with the National League first. The Mets is the first one we're going to talk about, and I'm going to start it off buy. I want to buy the New York Mets. They're in the NL East, and I think they get 2 teams in the playoffs. The Mets are historic, always making that move to make their team better during the trade line. I remember when the Cubs were selling everyone, they got Javi Baez, and they thought, oh, Baez is going to be a king in New York and stuff, and that didn't happen. But they always go for another bat And I think that's what they need, another bats to maybe help the Bear and Pete Alonso. So I think the Mets are going to still stick around. I don't know if they're going to win the division. I think it's the battle between another team that we're going to talk about. But I'm going to buy them. What about you?
Yeah, I'll buy the Mets. I'll buy the Mets here. In my opinion, the Mets finish. I think they take the wild card. I don't know if they could take the division, kind of to your point. To Philly, I think takes that division. But it will be a dogfight at the end of the day. Whoever wins that division takes the division. Whoever doesn't win that division will be the top of the wild card, in my opinion. Whether it's Philly or the Mets, I don't know. But I think the Mets really give them a run for their money. I think they're buyers at the trade deadline. I think they might make for the Mets, they maybe make a splash. You know, the Mets do Mets things. That's really kind of the best way to describe it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they need a big second half from Soto. I know Soto started hitting before it and all that. I think they need a big second half from him and get some kind of offense from Lindor as well. I think they're pitching, as like I said, they're probably going to go for another starter, but I think a lot of teams, especially in the National League, are going to be looking for one more starting pitcher. So I don't know if they're going to be able to outspend some of the teams that might have a little bit more cap or a little bit more youth in the farm system to maybe outbeat the Mets on that one. So I still think they make the playoffs, like you said, but they're definitely buyers, and that's why I'm going to buy on them. Here's another team. Not only am I buying, but I am scared. I guess we could say shitless. It's only on YouTube. We're not on primetime TV, but the Milwaukee Brewers. My team in my division, the Milwaukee Brewers. Man, I'm so impressed with them lately. I'm buying them. I think I said it on a couple shows saying that they're the team I think that can leapfrog Chicago and take the division, and maybe the Cubs get the wild card. Their starting pitching is really, really good. They got this young kid, The Miz, who just throws 100 miles per hour in a blink. They need some more hitting. I mean, I know they're getting some quality hitting. I know they like to play small ball a lot, even though the Cubs hit a lot of home runs, but the Cubs steal bases, play small ball. That's what Milwaukee does as well. If they can make one or two moves, maybe a bullpen help, and continue to play good baseball like they're doing right now, the Brewers scare me. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a diehard Cub fan, and I know when I admit my Cubs stink and, I'm going to fade them or I'm going to play them. Right. I'm not going to say, we're going to win a division every year or stuff like that. I thought the Cardinals would be a little bit better. I think they're probably about fade team. But right now, the way the Brewers have been pitching and the way they've been hitting the ball, especially at home, I'm going to have to buy them.
Here's my thought on that. I mean, I don't buy the Brewers. I think they peaked a little already this season. They definitely went into the All-Star break on a high, but I think the All-Star break will actually hurt them. They're going to slow their momentum down going into the All-Star break. We'll see how they come out of it. That's really will be the test. But right now, I'm like 50-50 on them, but I'll probably lean towards sellers. I don't think that they can compete with the Cubs. I don't want to get too much hope up for your Cubbies, but I think that they win this division pretty handedly. But the only thing that does worry me is I also think the Cardinals are overrated in that division. The Reds and the Pirates are the Pirates. It's the Cubs are the team to knock off the top on that mountain. And other than that division kind of is horrible.
Yeah, the Miz and the excitement that they have in pitching, like I said, I do believe they'll probably get maybe a bat and bullpen help, but I don't think they're going to try to swing for offense. They try to get a big name that I think some teams will, but I think if they can get some more help in the bullpen and maybe another good bat, I think they're going to be a force with it. Because right now, I'll take their starting pitching over my Cub pitching right now. Because when it comes to playoffs, you only need 4 pitchers. And so far, Cubs have 2 solid ones, but they're both left-handed. So, I mean, you can't do zigzag or something like that when you have 2 of your best pitchers being both left-handed. You need a powerful right-hander. So, that's why I'm kind of buying the Brewers. I hate to say it, that
yeah, but there's such a pitching advantage for the Cubs on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, I agree.
It's like even if there's a slight advantage to the Brewers on the pitching side, the Cubs are just very lopsided, in my opinion, on the offensive side of the ball. So
the other one, we're going out west, National League West, the San Diego Fathers, as I call them, the Padres. And this one was tough for me. I was originally going to buy them, and then as I looked at their schedule at the second half, they play a lot of good teams on the road, and they end their season with the Diamondbacks. They could be fighting for maybe something at the end, and the Milwaukee Brewers, they could be fighting something at the end, but they still have to play the Dodgers 6 games on the road. They play the Mets on the road. They still have to go to Seattle and Minnesota on the road. So I looked at their schedule, and I totally flip-flopped. I think they're going to be fading. I don't think they make the playoffs. And you can get that at minus 105 over at BetMGM and at FanDuel not to make the playoffs. And right now, I will not just the way their schedule forms up and their road schedule, I'm going to say no, they don't make the playoffs. So that's why I'm going to fade them. And I'm actually going to see if I can call someone to make that wager for me, because those 2 places I play that I announced, I'm not allowed to bet there. So I mean, you say, hey, someone in check. Can you get a bet down for minus 105?
I'm telling you right now, I don't know. San Diego Fathers, as I love that name, by the way. Like, I need T-shirts or something. I want to say I'm a seller on them too, but looking at behind them with the Giants, the Cardinals, the Reds, maybe the Diamondbacks sneak up. The Braves, maybe, or the Marlins, I don't know. But if the Padres really fall off, but I think they might accidentally fall into a wild card, like not by any of their own, like by nothing that they did, kind of thing. They will stay a mid team, be a mid 500 team, and I think that maybe gets them in.
It should be interesting because I think the Dodgers have a strong second half. We all made fun of them in the first half. I think the Dodgers have a strong second half. Let's go to the Phillies, the Philadelphia Fighting Phillies. You know, Philadelphia throws snowballs at Santa Claus and everyone hates them and stuff like that. I'm going to be buyers to them because I think they win the division. I said earlier it's going to be between the Mets and Phillies. But the reason why I'm going to buy them and I don't want to say pretty hard. I think they get one more bat. They don't need pitching. Their starting pitching is pretty rock solid. They look for another arm in a bullpen. They have 32 home games left to go. They're 30-16 at home this year. Granted, their record on the road is 500. But if you could go 500 on the road, and then let's say maybe just win 60% of those home games, you're still going to probably either win the division or make a wild card spot. So if they didn't have that many home games left, I'd be like, ooh, they're 500 on the road. The end of the month schedule is not that tough because I think they play teams like Colorado. They still have to play the Rockies. I think they're going to nip-nuck the Washington. Who's going to be playing all youth when they play them towards the end of the season. I just like Philly because the way they play at home.
Yeah. It's easy to be buyers on the Phillies. They've given you no reason to doubt them so far this year. And I think they are one of the teams that will benefit from the All-Star break, getting a little rest for a second half that I think they're set up to do great things. They're set up to win this division just based off the home schedule. I mean, like you said, they're 30-16 at home, and it just gets better. So, yeah, Mets are minus 160 is laughable to me. Yeah, I
agree.
There's no value there. I mean, none whatsoever.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Phillies and Mets do in the second half. I think it's going to be a fun matchup of who wants to win a division because I think the Braves could be a little bit sellers. I mean, the Washington's not going to do anything. So it's going to be very interesting to see those two teams and Milwaukee and Chicago go head-to-head. And that kind of, so National League is going to be fun to watch. Let's go to the American League. Your league, the American League. And I didn't want to put Detroit on this list because I knew Detroit Lenny would talk a whole half hour about how he's buying the Detroit Tigers. But our first one is coming out of the AL East, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. Man, I'm impressed with the Blue Jays. I thought they were going to be sellers. I thought maybe Guerrero could be in a chop block. I thought Biggio could be in a chop block. Maybe someone might want to see what Scherzer's on that. But then how they manhandled the Yankees a couple of weeks ago and how good they're playing on both sides. If they can get anything in the second half from Mad Max, I'm not saying old Mad Max. I'm just saying nice quality starts.
Right.
If they get anything from that and Eric Lauer, the lefty, man, they're going to be a tough out in the American League. And I know that everyone's riding on the Red Sox and Yankees and how disappointing Baltimore is, but it's been fun to watch Toronto. So I'm big buying on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, I kind of. So here's the thing: is I'm a buyer on the Toronto Blue Jays, but I will say this: it's not a. I'm not. I don't feel as big a way as you do on the Blue Jays, but I do think their schedule is favorable. Playing the Rockies down the road, Pirates, Marlins. They got to play the Twins. We talked about the Reds. How I feel about them. I think though that the Yankees and the Red Sox are right hot on their tail. They have to continue this success that they had a lot of momentum going into the All-Star break. I worry that the All-Star break is going to slow them down. But if they can come out hot, watch out for the Toronto Blue Jays. That could be they could be somebody to beat in the American League down the road playoff wise.
Yeah. Next team, we're going to go Seattle. I'm big buying on Seattle as well. I wouldn't normally when you look at the Seattle Mariners, they don't have no offense. This year, they have offense, and they have Kyle Raleigh, who just won the home run derby contest. So if they can get more contributions from Rodriguez and Crawford, I think that offense continues to improve. So I'm going to buy the Seattle Mariners.
I'm not buying the Seattle Mariners. Can't do it. Won't do it. Not going to do it. I just don't feel like – I don't like their schedule. I just don't like their team. I really don't. I just feel like they're a mid 500, barely over 500 team. I expect the Rangers to have a better second half part of the season. So I look for that division to kind of flip-flop a little bit and Seattle to drop down a little, not a lot, but not in second place.
The next one on the list is the New York Yankees, and it's an easy fate for me. I mean, they have no pitcher. They have one pitcher, Max Fried, and last time I checked, you can't pitch him 4 straight days if you want to make the playoffs. And I don't understand when you have Judge, but you build nothing around him. We saw this last year when you had Soto. It was the Judge show, and then everyone else was doing nothing. Same thing. Bellinger's starting to hit, but they're pitching, and their bullpen. Weaver's been okay, but their closer has hiccups. I'm a fade on it. I think they make the playoffs, but this is not the Yankees we all thought we were going to see.
Yet to be determined on the Yankees. I'm a seller just automatically because I'm a Yankee hater. I'm just going to say it. But you're right. They can't pitch Max Fried Chicken. That's what I like to call him. Maxi Fried Chicken. You can't pitch him every day. Otherwise, you might have a shot. But the Yankees are always going to be dangerous in the playoffs. So I think they get there unless the Red Sox continue their success, and then it's going to be a battle down the road. October should be fun for sure, American League East.
We're going a little long on this one, so Tampa Bay's the last one just quickly. I'm fading them on that one. I just thought it sold on Tampa Bay. And if they make the playoffs in the World Series, they're still going to play in that Little League ballpark. So I want nothing to do with Tampa Bay. I hope they lose every game.
Yep. No, automatic sellers there is. I don't think they do anything. The best part of their season is behind them. They peaked.
Yeah. Well, let's before we get to the next topic, we're going to talk about football, how you prepare. We're going to go briefly on this one because our last segment went a little bit long. Thank you for everyone watching us over here at DocSports YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out Monday's show, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little bit more football, a lot of baseball. Should be a very interesting show. Really briefly, how do you prepare now that football season is just around the corner?
Simple. Read. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Just read a lot. I read a lot of articles, especially now that training camps are really getting heavy going in the next couple weeks. I'm really going to be on multiple different sites. Use the sports books for information. They have articles everywhere. They're giving you free knowledge. Absorb it. Shop your lines, have a plan going into football. What you like as far as where you think teams are going to end up. How about you?
Mine's pretty easy. I look at numbers. Yes, I do read a lot of the magazines. I love Phil Steele. I think he does fantastic stuff for college football. And I'm not just plugging him on it. I would love for him to be on the show. Phil Steele, call us. But I just look at numbers because now these books put numbers out in such an advance. So now the books are telling you who's betting, how they're getting bet, what they need, what they don't need. So I'm always looking at what the numbers. I'm always writing down opening numbers. Oh, it moved at this one. Books will tell you what time they moved that number if you have the proper screen that you have to pay for. So I'm always looking at numbers. That's why some people call me the numbers guy, because I'm always looking at the numbers. I do a lot of reading, but I'm all about the numbers because I've always been brought and told numbers never lie. So that's how I pretty much prepare for football season. Well, now that we're here for football season, we're talking about a little football season. Let's see what the doctor has to order. We are going with a little baseball nerfy. That's right. Tonight's game between the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. We're going to go with the nerfy. No run in the first inning, minus 130. We're going to try to go 2 out of 3 as our first 3 doctor's orders. So I like the nerfy. I really like this one. I think Seattle's starting pitching, and I think Houston, they always struggle start off games. So I like the nerfy, minus 130. I really thought this number was going to be close to like minus 135, minus 140. So I think there's value on tonight's game between Houston and Seattle with the nerfy. Thank you, wonderful producer lady, to pop up that DocSports free play for us. So it should be interesting. Why don't you tell the viewers about what they can get over at DocSports?
Yeah, don't forget to check out docs.com/free60. You can get a free $60 account if you're brand new over at the website. Get $60 parked right in your account. You use that however you want on any handicapper you want. Premium plays, daily packages, weekly packages, this, that, or the other. You do you, Pikachu. Free $60 account. There's a link in the description of the video.
Yeah, and that $60 doesn't have to go to baseball. You can go to CFL. We still have 3 more games in CFL. We still have boxing and UFC this weekend. We have soccer this weekend. So WNBA All-Star Game, which I think a couple of handicappers will probably release WNBA All-Star Game stuff. So that $60 is not just for baseball or football. It's for any sport someone is releasing over at DocSports. You have any big plans this weekend, Lenny?
No, my wife's going out of town this week. So
party!
I know. Yes. Nah, not really. I just become Mr. Uber Dad. I'm just going from one practice to the other, shuttling kids like a bus driver back here, hoping to catch an extra granola bar left in my back seat so I could eat. That's about it. No big plans. We didn't get a chance to talk about the CFL game last night. Shocking finish.
Yeah,
that Montreal game, but
that's why this half hour flew today.
It really did, and we really do appreciate. I know it sounds like a preset thing, but we really do appreciate everybody stopping by in the chat, commenting, liking, share, subscribing. It's only our 3rd episode. We're figuring out along the way. Come along on the journey. It'll be a ride for sure.
Yeah, everyone have a great weekend. Everyone have a safe weekend. And you guys know how I end all my shows. Please don't bet what you don't have. Have a great weekend, everybody.